friends, Namaste. This is Gitika here and welcome to Homemaking 101. Rakhi is around the corner, so why not celebrate this bond of brothers and sisters by making beautiful Rakhis at home? And for sweets, I will be sharing instant whole wheat flour malpua recipe in two flavors. One is traditional and putting an Italian twist on another by making tiramisu malpuas, and I will be serving that with instant rabri. And before starting the video, I want to wish all of you a very happy Rakhi. So for first Rakhi, I've taken a foam square of 1.5 inches, and these are some stickers or autocollants which I'm going to use in my Rakhi. I bought these from art and craft store. So first of all, I'm going to think what my design will be. So I'm just making a rough design out of these stickers, and then I'm going to glue them with the hot glue gun so that they will be permanent and they don't get off from the Rakhi. So now the center design is complete. I'm going to proceed my design with these silver diamonds. Now I'm going to just glue them. To stay up to date with my latest videos, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Homemaking 101, by clicking the red subscribe button. I post video every Wednesday, so don't forget to come next Wednesday. So now my basic design is complete, and now to fill in the gaps in between, I will be using this golden glitter glue so that the foam is not visible. And you know that golden color is a great way to put a festive touch on anything. So now to fill in the bigger gaps, I'm going to use these light pinkish pearls which I already have, and just using my glue gun, just paste them on the Rakhi. So now the dial of the Rakhi is complete. I'm going to put a thread on it. So here I'm taking two actually colors of thread. One is light blue and one is dark blue. And these are the threads I'm taking, like which we use for embroidery. You can easily get these at art and craft stores. So I'm just going to cut the length accordingly, how much length you want, and just now I'm going to glue it at the back of the Rakhi using glue gun. So now my wonderful Rakhi is complete and I'm very happy how it came out. Okay, so now let's start our second Rakhi. So the idea for second Rakhi is that I'm going to make it into a rectangular bracelet type of Rakhi. So you can see the border for the bracelet, and now I'll just start my design. So my flower with diamond silver stickers is complete. Now in the center I'm using a very small flower. It's a rose flower, and I'm going to stick it, and then I'm going to proceed with my design. So it's a change of plan. My son came and he said that he wanted a circular Rakhi, so I just drew circular outline, and I'm going to cut it, and now I'm going to proceed my design for this circular Rakhi. So my overall design is complete. Now to fill in the gaps, I'm going with the red theme and just filling them with these red pearls, red beads actually. They are very small in size. So the foam is not visible. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick them with the help of glue gun. So like I did in my previous Rakhi, in this Rakhi also I'm going to fill in the smaller gaps with the red glitter glue so that the foam is not visible. And here is the end result. So let's start threading it up. Now I'll prepare my thread. So I'm taking here two kinds of thread, red and yellow, and then I'm going to do the same thing which I did in the previous Rakhi. And our second wonderful Rakhi is also complete. So here is one of the Rakhis which we made last year, and the color scheme was blue and golden, and I used glitter glue here also. So last year Rakhi was special as it was my daughter's first Rakhi, so we thought of making those big Rakhis which we get in India. See, the diameter of the dial is around 3 inches, and yeah, so here is the another one. The color scheme is silver and red. So just thought of sharing these Rakhis so that you can get more ideas and inspiration for making your own Rakhis. These little touches makes your occasion very special. So I think we are done with our Rakhis, and now let's go to the kitchen to make some sweets for Rakhi. So now our Rakhis are ready. Let's start the sweets by making instant rabri for Malpua. So here I have taken half a liter of milk. It's full fat, and I'm going to take 1/3 cup of milk powder. So I'll start by putting some milk into the milk powder and stir it well so that there are no lumps formed. You can also use whisk, but with spoon I was able to get a smooth consistency. The whole purpose is that there should be no lumps in the milk powder. So after the milk powder is fully mixed, I will add back to the pan with milk, and now I'll start cooking the mixture on medium to medium high heat and just continuously stir it until the milk is thickened. So after the milk was boiled, I cooked my rabri for exactly 14 minutes and my rabri was ready. Also note that I have not added any sugars in the rabri. So in the meantime, the rabri is cooling. Let's start with the sugar syrup. So here I've taken 1 cup of sugar and half a cup of water, and I'm going to mix them and cook them on low heat. And I'm not flavoring my sugar syrup, as I'm going to use this sugar syrup for both the malpuas. So I'm going to cook the mixture until sugar dissolves completely and then boil a little bit so that the syrup turns slightly sticky. Just take care that it should feel slightly sticky. It should not reach one string consistency. So now let's start the malpuas. For this I'm taking 3/8 cup of whole wheat flour, that is atta, and then after that I'm going to use 1 by 4 cup of milk powder, and in the last I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of suji. This is coarse suji which I was having, so I'm using that one. And I'm going to make a mixture of all these with the help of milk. So in a bowl I'm going to combine all the ingredients, that is whole wheat flour, milk powder and suji. And if you want you can add your flavorings here, but I like my malpuas to be just without any seasoning. You can add fennel seeds or cardamom powder. And now I'm going to make a batter using milk. So in all I used around half a cup to 3 by 4th cup of milk for making the batter. And as we don't need to ferment this batter because these are instant malpuas, so you need to make the batter when you are ready to fry the malpuas. So you can keep the consistency of batter thick or thin depending upon your liking. If you like them thick and fluffy, the batter can be kept a little bit thicker, but it should be of pouring consistency. But I like my malpuas to be thin, so the batter is kind of free flowing. So now the batter is ready. Let's fry the malpua. So here I've taken a pan and also a plate lined with paper towel, and I'm going to fill it with oil just to cover the bottom of the pan. If you want you can take ghee also, but I'm frying in oil here. So when the oil turns hot, I will pour a ladle full of batter, which is about 2 to 3 tablespoons of batter. And there is no need to spread the batter, it spreads on its own if it has the right consistency. And when the edges turn golden brown, you can flip them and fry on the other side. So when the malpuas are done, I'm going to remove them from the oil. Now at this point of time, you can add them to the syrup directly, but I am going to put them on the plate lined with paper towel so that the paper towel absorbs the excessive oil in them, and then I'm going to put them in the sugar syrup. So in the next flavor of malpuas, which is tiramisu malpuas, I'm going to tell you how cook them without using any oil or very minimal oil. So stay with me. So now let's start our tiramisu malpuas. So the base remains the same. I'm mixing the dry ingredients first. And now to give it that tiramisu flavor, I'm adding cinnamon powder in it. So I'll just mix it well and keep it aside. Now for making batter, I have warmed up some milk and I'm going to add coffee powder in it. It's instant coffee powder. I'll mix it well so that it fully dissolves in milk, and with this milk I'm going to make a batter out of it. So the batter is ready, and for this batter also have kept the consistency same, like it's thin because I like the thin malpuas. Now just see, like I have heated up my pan, and it's just like I've just greased the pan and put just 1 to 2 drops of oil in it. So if you want to cook them healthier way, you can do it like this. So you might have noticed when I was cooking the other malpuas that when I was frying one side, I splashed oil over the other side which isn't dipped in the oil with a spatula, so that it gets little cooked at the same time, and then I'll flip and completely fry the other side. So you might have noticed there's a little bit of difference in the look of both the malpuas, one which I'm frying in the oil and one which I did not use that much oil. So now the malpuas are almost done. I have separated them in containers. The one on the left is having tiramisu malpuas and on the right it's the traditional. So what I like to do is dip them in sugar syrup and store them in refrigerator until we are ready to eat them. So now my rakis are ready, malpuas are ready, rabri is ready. Let me tell you how I like to serve it. So I have kept my rakis on one side and my malpuas on the other side, and just put some rabri on warmed malpuas, then garnish them with pistachios or any other nut of your choice, and then decorate it with some rose petals, and there you go. And for tiramisu, just put some rubbery and sprinkle some cocoa powder, which is so perfect for tiramisu and is on every tiramisu. So after it, I'm going to grate some chocolate on top of it, and there you go. That's how I like to serve both my malpuas. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press like button, and if you have something to say, leave a comment below, and make sure you subscribe to Homemaking 101. See you next Wednesday, and happy Rakhi to all.